One, two, three. What up, welcome everybody to Mom and Dad Talks, where favorite two people are Mom and Dad, and we have Hantie. All right, this is a very difficult discussion tonight. Let's get ready for this, people. Why are relationships so transactional now? You know, are people dating or negotiating contracts? You know, people wanting benefits without commitment. The fear of being used. You know, some people are so fearful of being used that they're not trying to help nobody but themselves. And how do we build a real connection again with people, like a real friendship? I mean, how many people have a real friendship these days and age? You know, like a real, like we care about each other regardless of what happens, right? And that reciprocal thing, that real love. So why are relationships so transactional now? Because when you guys were coming up, you even told me I don't fool with those kind of people. So the people you fool with, you know, are good people, right? So, but there's so many people out there now that are so transactional. What are your thoughts, Mom and Dad and Hantie?
To me, there are so many people that are selfish.
Yeah.
They're only out for their best interest. And they will use other people to get things that they want, but they will not do anything for you.
Mm-hmm.
And we've experienced that.
Yeah.
You have.
Well, I think you have too.
You have, but you know, sometimes we give people a pass because of proximity. And that's what happens a lot of times, whether they're a relative or a close friend, someone you've known a long time, just because they've been around you, you're comfortable with the toxicity there. But you know, I think a lot of times, you know, in these kind of situations there, and I think you're right, Dad. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that people are on their cell phones a whole lot. You know, back in the day, you didn't have to. Now you don't have to interact with people. The conversation gets boring. I'm getting my cell phone, and even though you're there, I'm not really talking to you. I'm talking to the cell phone or whatever because you're so boring.
That's it exactly.
You know, and you see that because that is self-entertained now, and that's why the people are having a hard time connecting, because people are just transactional. Am I getting something from you? Once I got it from you, I'm good. I'm gone. I'm not gonna call you again until I need something else, right? And you see a lot with the millennials and the Gen Zers and the younger generation because that's a common thing. They ghost you. Now, I'm not being impolite. I'm just not going to respond at all to you. You know, I'm not going to call to check on you. I'm not going to call because I care for you, because I'm not trying to be mean. You're not going to say anything. What happened to you? Like,
Oh, okay. Now I understand what you're
Oh,
talking about.
yeah.
yes. So, but you constantly have, you know, people that only call you when they need something.
Okay, all right. So
That's
you,
a that's
you
a
need to
transaction.
exit that out, though.
Right. Because you know what? I don't I don't deal with anybody that you're going to be like that with me.
Right, right. But
And I don't even know if
but yeah. Go ahead, Mom.
you know, so that's where I am with certain, individuals.
But they are out there, and there's
Yeah,
more
okay,
of them getting out there.
that doesn't draw me to them.
Well, we're not asking the drum. We're saying, why are relationships so transactional now? This is getting more and more transactional. It's
Well,
not just that's just an example.
uh-huh.
Okay, so you're asking why?
Why are
It
relationships
could
so?
be,
Mm-hmm,
it could be that they are the youngest of the family.
mm-hmm,
They've always gotten what they wanted
mm-hmm,
when they wanted it,
mm-hmm,
so they're not sure as how they're not taught
mm-hmm.
how a relationship should go.
Good point.
So I'm just gonna
Be all
I'm just
about
gonna
me.
do me,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And when I want something, then I will ask them for it, and they will give it to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, it's a self-made a syndrome
Mm-hmm.
that they have made up of themselves,
Mm. That's
because nobody else is probably going to think that.
Mm-hmm.
So then they have this transitional thing within themselves. It's
mm-hmm,
an element that they have within themselves They don't really care if anybody else gets it or not, but they are going to use it.
Yeah.
When they can.
And you're seeing more and more of this. It's becoming the norm. You know, it used to be like when you guys were coming up, the community took care of one another, looked out for one another. Not everybody's looking out for themselves, and they only help if they can get something back in return. Where's the thing where we all come together as a community in love, right? Because love doesn't care, right? But you got so many people out. It's just such an epidemic, and I think Hank, you said something really powerful. They don't know how
Mhm.
to do it because, frankly,
It's not taught in books.
Yeah, it definitely is not taught in books anymore.
And if you're not taught in the home, then they don't have they don't have that element.
Yeah. I mean, wow. I mean, do you think, I mean, what do you think is the reason why it's so much now? Because, you don't see people, you know what I'm saying? Think about it. You don't see young people in churches. And it's not because, it's because it's a lot deeper. It's a transactional thing. Well, I'm not getting anything from the church. I'm not getting anything from God. But what happened with I'm just going because I want to meet God there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's only natural when you get a lot of love, love comes out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But when you don't get a lot of love, then the selfishness comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And I see a lot of people, they look out for themselves first. When you think about when they call the greatest generation, World War II, right? A lot of them are dead and gone. People sacrificed their lives for people they didn't even know or didn't even like because it was the right thing to do. That's why they call them the greatest generation
Mm-hmm.
at a time frame. I mean, that's hard to fathom now that, I ain't gonna do that for nobody because they ain't gonna do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Selfishness.
Yeah.
Selfish
So,
motive.
so the other part to this thing here, how to build a real connection again. For people that are transactional, how do you build a real connection again and to start like real love? What would that first part be to get out of that selfish mode?
Before I hate to do this, but
No.
should we do that? Should we? For example, I feel like I don't have to repair that.
I mean, it's a
That's the
great
way.
point.
That's the way I feel, and I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. Do I take the energy and the emotion and try to repair it?
And you know what, Hatch, it's a great point, right? It's not, I don't think it's a training thing. I think like if you find yourself always transactioning with somebody or feel yourself I only do things because people do things back for me or they do what I want to do. That's a very dangerous mindset because, not everybody's going to do what you want to do. And God is love. We don't do what he wants to do. And we're supposed to be Christian about it. You know what I'm saying? And this is the hard part. Teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I command, right? I think a lot of it has to do with do something every day. This is just my 2 cents that someone cannot repay you for just because it's the right thing to do. Let's start with doing the right things first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you know something is wrong, don't do it. Just do the right thing, not what's convenient. Because that's why you got gray areas because we create the gray areas because we don't put boundaries on our own self that this is how I conduct myself.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
However,
Mm-hmm.
you have to have the love of Jesus.
Ooh. Yeah.
In order for that to happen.
And that right there, Hantie, a lot of people know him, but they don't love him.
That's right. That's right.
A lot of people know about him, but they don't love him. And if you want to know what God is love, start reading Matthew and understanding what God did. Start emulating that. If you want to really know what true love is, he did stuff because it was necessary, it was needed. Not that they deserved it, not that anything else, You know what I'm saying? If you don't want me, I'm not. God was a polite person. If you don't believe in me, I am not going to hang around you to insult your intelligence. I'm going to move on from you. And a lot of times he cut his. You can read it in the Bible. He cut his ministry short because he didn't believe in him.
Mm.
After he saw all the miracles and stuff. This is what people do when you don't fit the image of what they're saying, or not getting something like, well, I expected my prince in shining armor to look like this, or act like this, or have this.
Mm-hmm.
Stop having expectations on people. Have expectations on yourself. This is what you do. This is what you conduct yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because that to me is the big thing. And people say, why do you do it? Because it's the right thing to do. I saw that you needed help. It was the right. When you see a lady on the road with a flat tire, do you just drive by because you're going by, or do you try to sit there and help?
The right thing to do is to stop and to help her. When you see
That would be the right thing. But we live in such a day and age now, they can mug you.
You're right.
They can do something to you.
Right.
Is it a ruse? Because the Bible says this, because of sin shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're living in those last days from a scriptural standpoint. People are loving lies rather than truth.
That's right.
Right.
You know, people are so selfish, and the devil's about self. God is about love. The love cannot have self involved. Love is selfless. So, and it's not, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't love self. It does the right thing because it's right. It loves people regardless. And that's a hard thing to do, especially in this day and age, because people only like you when you do something for them. Something out of you.
In one of our morning watches,
Mm-hmm.
I read it where it said, if God forgave you, you had to forgive others.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is all about. But every morning I pray for wisdom to know the difference between love and being used.
Yeah, and folk, let me tell you, it's a tough thing being used. I've been used many times.
Mm.
And if you stop being loving, you become just like them.
Mm-hmm.
Transactional. The main thing is, once you spot them who a user are, just say, you know what, you're dangerous for me. I can't no longer help you until you change your ways. And I got to verify your ways. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-mm.
Because other people need my help. Give them an opportunity. Because there's someone out there that really needs it, that could use it and be blessed by it. For you, okay, it was nothing to you. That's my bad. I didn't recognize it sooner. But I had to give you an opportunity because God is love. Think about that, folks. God's blessings fall on the just and the unjust.
Right.
That's an awesome God we got, folks.
Glorious.
If you don't get nothing else from that, yeah, Dad. You know, I guess we.
Yes, God forgive them,
but they know not,
for they know not what they do.
Wow, that is true love, isn't it?
You know, just like they nailed him up on the cross, put nails in his hands and feet, and he still said, "Forgive them."
Wow.
Yeah.
Now that's true love.
And
he could have, and the thing is, he could have come down off of that cross.
Well, there were 10,000 angels just ready to jump in there and take care of business.
But he chose, he suffered and died for me.
Yeah. And they mocked him. They criticized. They did all this, and they did, act like he didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? When you give your best and they act like you didn't do nothing, that hurts. That hurts. And you did a whole lot of stuff. And folk, I hope that somebody today listens to this, and I hope that they have they change their heart to try God. Try this concept of love without transaction. Try to kind of concept that, stop using people. My father owns a cattle upon 1,000 hills. I'm going to ask you to trust him today, folks. Have some faith, all right?
Right.
So, your family father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not my dad on 1301 Country Club. No,
I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of money, but whatever I have is yours.
But folk, that I just want to leave folk with that today, and I hope that everybody today just tries to be a better person from this. Till next time, we'll see you on Mom and Dad Talks. Bye.
Bye.